Are
Good.
you good like this?
Yes, yes, good.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, let's start. Give me your brief introduction.
Yeah. So my name is Alimi Rasheed. I'm a software engineer. Uh, I've been coding since I have 3 years of experience. In front end, I have 3 years of experience, and in back end, I have 1 year of experience. My front end tools I use HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Bootstrap, Tailwind CSS, React. Presently, I'm learning Next.js.
Okay,
And for my backend, I'm using Express, Node.js, and MongoDB for database.
okay.
Then
Uh,
another framework that I'm using for the front end, I use Astro.js. You know Astro.js.
yes, yes, okay.
So
Your interview will last 10 minutes and I'm going to start. And what is React.js?
Next.js is a framework built on top React.js, and it is part of it is very fast compared to Next.js, compared to React.js. It can be used for full stack to develop full stack without need for setting up backend stuff. So benefit of Next.js, especially Next.js 15, is the benefit of using the app router, the server side component,
All right,
the client side component,
all right,
server action.
all right, all right.
Okay,
What is React components?
React component.
React components.
Yes, React components is a component that can be rendered on the site. It is used for SPA, that is single page application, and React is built on top components because each components come together to make a particular page.
What is the purpose
Like
of
having what do you say?
these components?
And the purpose of component that's it. The purpose of component is to we use it is to render.
What is GSX?
GSS is more of like HTML. It is more of like HTML, but since it is we are using it inside the JavaScript framework, so that is why we call it GSS. It is used for rendering a particular data, like maybe like using instead in
All right,
HTML.
all right. What is the difference between virtual DOM and real DOM? Do you know what is DOM? DOM, DOM.
Yes,
Okay,
DOM, yes.
what is the difference between virtual DOM and real DOM?
Virtual DOM and React DOM.
Yes.
Uh, so the difference between virtual DOM and React DOM is that virtual DOM is the one that React uses.
Do you know what is virtual DOM?
Virtual DOM, yes.
Okay, what is the difference between states and props?
State is used for managing our application. Why prop is what we pass to a component from one component to another component.
Is the states are mutables or immutable?
What do you say?
Mutable mean like that we can we change the states?
Yes. We have what we use for mutating the states. For example, we have use states
What is the purpose of props?
and props from one component to another.
Can you please repeat what is the purpose of props?
Props.
Props mean delivering data from parent to child.
Yes, passing data from one component to another component.
Got it. Okay. Which lifecycle method is invoked when a component is about to mount? When component is mount, which lifecycle
Okay.
method is used?
Like what we use when component is mount.
Yes, when any component is mount, which lifecycle method is used? Component is mount. Do you know
We
the
can
concept
declare
of initial state.
Initial state, it is a state that we declare earlier when we declare our state. For example, let assuming we are having counting, we are doing counting, and we say count, then set count is equal to use state. Maybe our state want to start from zero, then we put it zero. That is
Okay,
the
okay,
initial
got it. How do you
default
create
state.
a okay? How do you create a functional component in React.js?
Function component in Next.js. Function component in React.js is very simple. You write the function, you write the function, you give it the name, but one of the thing that is there is that the name of your function must start with capital letter.
Okay, React router used for we are using React routers in React.js application.
That's router.
So, what is the purpose of
Yes.
routers in React.js?
Router, it is used for navigating from
Okay,
one page to
okay,
another.
okay.
From one page to
What?
another.
Okay, good. What is use effect in React.js?
Use effect, it is use effect in React.js. We use it so that whenever our app load at once, because of asynchronous behavior. For example, when you start your application, all what is inside the use effect will run at once. For example, fetching API from external URL.
Okay, how many
We
types
use
of
use effect.
all right? How many conditions we are using in React.js? I will give you a hint like that. If as ternary operators, these conditions.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Do you know what is use context API?
Yes, use context API is built tools that come with React.js, and we use it for state management, for global state management. But
Okay,
we
all
can
right. What is HOC?
also use it for remote.
Okay. What is high order functions? HOC.
How do you say?
What is higher order functions? HOC.
Okay, HOC, higher order function. Higher order function are the function that we declare on top of our application that we can make use in another, that we can call or make use. No, that we can make use in another function. We declare it at the top.
Okay. What is use memo?
Use memo is used for memorizing. It's used for memorizing
Okay.
so that our app won't break.
What is the difference between use memo and use callback? Use callback functions.
Eh, Use callback function. We use that one. We use for function, and why use memo? We use it for memorizing.
Do you
For
know what is
example, when conducting,
yes, yes, please,
what is it?
please speak.
Okay, I should go on.
Okay.
Okay,
What is
so
forward ref? Forward ref.
use ref.
Forward ref. Forward ref.
Ah,
All right. What
I
is
don't
use
know.
reducer?
Use reducer. Use reducer is also we also use it for state management in order to reduce in order to reduce use prop deal. Instead of passing one prop to another component, instead of having nested prop, so we can use reducer, and we can use reducer too along with use context
Uh,
for more of like state management
okay. Do you know any
in a
idea?
small application.
Okay. Do you know any idea of splitting code in React.js?
In
React.js.
React.js splitting code.
Splitting code means splitting code. What's the
Yes,
meaning?
to me, in React.js, splitting code is more of like breaking down our code into smaller pieces that we can make use in another part of our application. So that instead of putting putting them together. So we separate them. We split our code into chunks of
Why we are
code.
doing this? Why we are doing this?
We are doing this so that our app won't get mess, so that we can have better code structure, so that we can have better performance of our application, so that another person
All right.
or so that our code can be shareable, so that another person can interact or communicate with our code instead
Okay.
of putting them together.
Okay. Do you know what is custom hooks?
Custom hooks, yes. Custom hooks is a hooks that we use, that we create on our own, that we can make use. And when creating custom hooks, you must use the convention of use at the front of your at the front of your own custom hooks.
All right. Let me know, please. What is fragment in React.js?
Fragment we use is more of like a container that we can use to wrap entire of our application instead of using div or section. So we can use React fragment, and that React fragment is of two types. So we have the one that we just open brackets, we just open the square bracket and we close it, then we put our code inside. And another one is when we write the fragment later in our code fragment from. So that's it. That's the two
All
type.
right. Do you know what is difference between create ref and use ref?
Difference between
Create ref and use ref. Create.
creative
Okay.
and we use
Do you know concept of class components and functional components
re, function components
and class
and
components?
class component. And yes,
What is the difference between?
um the difference between them is that one is class based and another one is functional component. But class based component, it is used in a OD list, but nowadays we adopted functional component because
Uh,
it is easier, it is very used, and it is what we adopted that we are using now in our application.
okay. Let me explain one thing. Create ref is used in class components and use ref used in functional components. Anyhow, uh, you give me very good answers of many questions. So wish you all the best, brother. And I will upload your interview in my social media accounts, and I will provide
Okay.
your email address as well as your personal contact number. So if anybody need your services, so he she will approach you. And best of luck again. Thank you very much for your time. So
All right. Thank
goodbye.
you.